1. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Marvel Mania. 'Tis I, Captain Logan, and joining me as always is my wonderful co-host, DJ Mariez. Hello, DJ.
Hello, sir.
Hey, man. Are you ready for Venom?
Venom. Yes,
Venom.
sir.
He's wearing lots of denim.
Actually, not wearing any denim. I was, but I got in a little more comfy pants for this. It's a long movie.
There's a race in Star Trek called the Crenum. I can't think of a lot of other things in short notice that rhyme with Venom, because, you know, Eminem used up the other two.
Yeah, neither could he. Just used a bunch of slant rhymes.
That song's amazing. I've already done a commentary on this movie, so there's a part of me that really wanted to just do the, like, Eminem, like Venom rap commentary, where for an hour and 50 minutes, we just, like, broke down and dissected that.
Hey, never say never. Marvel Mania 2.5.
Everybody's saying DJ sounds weird and he sounds like he's in a barrel. Let me see what I can do about that. Give me just a second, guys. We've been having some weird audio things lately. Story of my life.
Turn my gain up a little bit, but I don't want to blow my...
No, that's fine. Guys, we're just going to work on the balance for a second here before we actually get into the show. So I want to make sure that that works and makes sense and doesn't sound bad before we get started.
He's in a submarine, apparently.
Oh, wow. Weird. Does he still sound like he's in a submarine?
I sound like tinny? Like I sound like metal?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Hold on. Let me check something. Sorry, guys. Bear with me a minute, if you would. I may have you running through the wrong place on Skype, too.
Care Bear says I'm in a submarine.
How?
Says it's not like I'm in a bear.
I'm hearing mixed metaphors here.
Yeah, I'm getting...
Oh, I see why. Okay, this should fix it. Say something, DJ.
Well, hello, guys. It's Venom. Got that?
Okay, hold on. Yeah, so that would fix it, but I actually have to do something different. Hold on, guys. I apologize. This is going to be such an exciting opening. No, I know what I've got to do.
Sounds kind of like it does when...
So I got to put you back over here, and then I got to open up a different capture. How is everybody doing this evening?
This is why you tune in, guys.
Difficulty.
I know, it's the best. Okay, that should fix it.
Yeah, you sound great. You sound good to me too. And they said I'm sounding better. Much better.
But that's because I had to... I changed settings, but then I had to change them back, so hopefully you still sound okay.
Okay.
My hope is that you don't sound all doubled up now, but guys, let me know how he is.
Stassi says sounds good. Oh, I like the reference there, Robert Wilde.
Hopefully that holds.
A captain is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Sure, yeah. But this evening I'm late, so I apologize for that. We had some technical things we had to work out right before the show. Oh, there's my lady. My cup lady.
Ah, yes. Lady friend. I mean, what a more fitting person to be on the Venom commentary with us.
Stassi, please react to the Eminem music video after the movie. I've never seen that. I guess we can pull that up right at the end.
Why not? This is the weirdest one so far. Let's keep it going.
It's already the weirdest. We haven't even gotten into this yet. So, once again, if you've just arrived, or if you skipped ahead, I'm Captain Logan. This is DJ. We're going to watch Venom tonight. And make sure that you've got it rigged up if you want to watch it with us, and we encourage you to do so, especially this evening. I would say you might want to do that. DJ, I don't know how well you know this movie. I actually have seen it a few times, but I've already done a commentary on this. So I'm kind of hoping that you have some things to say so that I'm not just repeating everything I've ever said about this movie.
Nothing to say at all.
Oh.
No, I actually watched this. I rewatched this this morning at 2:30. I woke up at 2:30. I could not go back to sleep, so I watched Venom in bed on my iPad. And I had a much better viewing with it, actually. I think this is honestly a movie that you need to know what you're getting into. Yep. I don't think this is a good movie to go into blind. And I did the first time, having seen nothing. And I really did not enjoy it.
It's what I said about Wonder Woman 84. One of the prerequisites is having seen it already.
Yes, because, yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't know if I enjoyed it, but I liked it a lot. I had a much better viewing experience the second time because it's just like,
I showed it to Jason finally, and he said it's not a good movie, but he really liked it.
Yeah, I can see that. That sounds about right.
All right, well, welcome everybody. Thanks so much for being here, and thanks for watching After the Fact. If you're doing that, it's Marvel Mania time. Once again, we're so excited to be here. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Once again, make sure you're at timestamp 0, watching the movie with us. This is not streaming anywhere right now, unfortunately. That was a thing DJ had to contend with, because he didn't spend his hard-earned money on this movie. Now that you liked it better on your iPad, are you gonna buy it? Finally?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to buy it, man. I was willing to rent it, but apparently it's not even available there. Like this movie's like a freaking diamond in the rough.
I couldn't believe that you couldn't get it on Amazon Rental.
Yeah, they only had it to buy for $13 on digital. It was crazy.
I love your hoodie.
My hoodie. And then,
That's
of course,
awesome.
Look, we're matchy-matchy today. Look at us. It's like we coordinated this or something and we're professional. Robert
Wild says eating tater tots while watching this movie should be mandatory. This feels like one of those movies that down the road, like years from now, could be, well, I don't want to say cult classic because it made $1 billion, but I can see this being one of those movies that people show in, not private theaters, what am I trying to say? Like independent theaters that do like a quarter-long commentary, where when you get there, they give you like tater tots and some lobster and like chocolate, and then you got just various things that you have to like eat while you watch the movie, or
yeah, everybody
stuff
gets
like that.
Everybody brings their little yippy dogs seats with them.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go ahead and watch the film, folks. Get ready to press play when I say now, and here we go. Everybody, please press play right now.
Oh boy.
And it's time for Venom!
Hour 52.
I gotta tell you guys, I am already moved.
Be moved. I only know that ad from you. I've never actually seen that Sony ad.
Well, it's not an ad, so maybe they put it in some commercial somewhere, but if you watch a Sony movie all the way through, at least a recent one, I don't know if they still do it now, but it'll say it right at the end of all the credits.
Oh, that's pretentious.
Right at the bottom. It's their slogan. Be moved. And I'm like, okay. I mean, at least you waited until the end of the film to tell me to be moved, I guess, but...
Be moved.
I still don't like that you're telling me that.
I forgot that there was a weird, like a little Spider-Man clip at the end, a Spider-Verse clip at the end of this, that right after the stupid "Let's be Carnage" or "Let there be Carnage" line, it goes right into Spider-Verse. It was really jarring.
Yeah.
So at least we get a spaceship crash. I mean, that's already better than Spider-Man 3.
Okay, hold on. For some reason, people can hear my audio right now. I don't know why that is. I'm just having all kinds of problems right now. That should not be the case. Is it yours?
I don't think it's mine. Is it?
Yeah, it's yours.
Okay, I just turned it down all the way while I figured out.
I was so confused. I did I put it in every possible place I could put it.
That's really weird that it's coming through.
Because I have mine on silent right now.
Yeah, mine. I have no idea what it's doing.
So we open the movie in space. It's always great when we both have audio problems.
Yeah, and this movie does not want us to commentary on it.
It really doesn't.
Venom is mad at us.
He's ticked off. Here he is. He's gonna kill us. He's coming after
nice figure.
us.
Is that 12-inch?
It is a 12-inch. Yeah, I bought this for my wife years ago.
That's awesome. I've seen that one. Back when I used to follow toy.
Stussy says it opens like a Predator movie.
It does look like a Predator movie.
That's kind of true.
For my little knowledge.
It might have been better if it was more like a Predator movie, to be honest with you. Are you still having problems?
Yeah, we're all set to go.
Are you good now? Okay, great.
Who knows? Something else could happen.
I had this thing in the theater where I simultaneously was like, oh, cool, space, and then I thought, don't get your hopes up. You know, because I was pretty sure they weren't actually gonna play with the Planet of the Symbiotes, or, you know, really do all that much with that. I figured we would just show space at the beginning to go, that's where the symbiote comes from, and that's it. And that's exactly what we did.
This guy is such a cartoon character. Like, I don't think we're supposed to know he's evil until later on when Eddie, like, we're not supposed to know if Eddie's right or not, but, like, right here, he's already, like, whiny and, like, screaming at people and, like, what's going on? Like, he's so over the top.
It's funny you say that, because I feel like he is written over the top, but the actor is trying to play it kind of understated. And so there's supposed to be this sort of juxtaposition where, like, he's pretending like he cares about people and has compassion and, like, he's doing this for the betterment of mankind and everything. And honestly, throughout the movie, you kind of think he's doing it for the betterment of mankind, and he's just, like, he's also power hungry, but he's, you know, willing to do whatever he needs to and justifies the means. And then by the end, I'm actually not really sure about that, but I also don't know how much of it is the symbiote in him by the end, because we never talk about that. We don't get any of his perspective on anything. So you're right, like, he's a cartoon character on paper, but the actor's not really playing it that way. And so if he had to be a cartoon character, I kind of wish the man had, what do you call it, charisma?
Yeah, he's a dud. I don't know if he just doesn't like what he's given and he's not willing to go all the way with it.
It's not like the villain in Superman 3 or anything, but or that general guy from Turtles 3 in genericness, but are you getting paranoid now about your sound?
Yeah. Well, nothing is playing. It's only coming through my headphones, so it can't be mine. We just got a $10 super chat from Draco Aries.
Oh, thanks, man.
He says, I quite like this movie. Oh wait, hold on. Venom.
Do you think they should have used the rap for the opening? Because I kind of do. I think that would, like, the movie is so insane and nuts and grandiose by the end. I think it actually could have gotten away with that, because it would have established the bizarre tone of the thing. Because, like, 20 minutes in, you think you're watching sort of like a regular movie, and then it gets weird. It never goes to quite a BVS place, but it gets kind of weird. I think it could have opened like Venom, and then just have that kick drum, and then it immediately gets away from that. I would love that.
Just the little sound effect, like an arrow or something. I think that would have been cool, especially because there's this rap song that's going to come up here in a minute that's horrible, where he raps the same word like 4 times in a row. It's problems or something, or I don't remember what he does. But anyway, Draco Aries gives us a $10 super chat. He says, I quite like this movie, even though it isn't the best thing ever. Does it really need to be? Also, I'm glad that it was successful. Andy Serkis is the perfect choice as director for the sequel. So yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about that.
I'm very curious, of course, to see what that ends up being like, and I hope his directorial debut is not a flop and doesn't fall on its face. Because, frankly, I wish he had gotten a different project first, just because if that ends up being a giant train wreck and it's terrible, I don't know if we'll even be able to blame it on him.
Here's that song. Problems.
Yeah, and that doesn't rhyme with Venom either.
Yeah, well, he did do that Jungle Book movie, so he's done.
Guys, sorry, DJ. Everybody says they can still hear the movie's audio, so maybe that actually is on my end now.
It was both of us. Venom is sabotaging this review. It was happening on my end before, though. So.
But yeah. Which means it was probably the both of us. Okay. I'm gonna try to figure this out. Right now, I'm just gonna watch it without sound, I guess.
Okay. Well, he's just spouting a bunch of, like, generic, like, reporter stuff, like the homeless people, the number of homeless people is rising, and oh, this is corrupt, like, so you're not missing anything.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're good now, but that's because I'm not listening to the movie's audio. That's okay. I know this movie well enough. I can probably live without it.
So yeah, that was kind of a fun little reporter, seeing him being like a modern reporter, because like he was such a non-reporter in. Like, at least he had a camera in Spider-Man 3, I guess.
Yeah.
That's how he was a reporter in the old days. He just had a camera. Here he just uses his phone, which is much more convenient when you're breaking into a lab. Hey, it's look who it is. It's he's from Luke Cage, isn't he?
He is from Luke Cage, and lots of other things. And I think he's in This Is Us. Am I remembering that right?
I think so. Is he? I I think I've seen him here or there. I haven't watched that show, but I've seen it when my wife was watching.
5590 ERS $1.99 the super chat. Thanks, man. This movie feels really mid 2000s, and that was kind of the consensus when this came out. That's what all the reviews were saying that.
It's very pre Iron Man, but then the ending is very Iron Man, where like he's fighting the villain and then the girlfriend helps him by pushing a button.
Well, and I think a lot of the reason that ended up happening, well, it was twofold. First of all, we've still got Avi Arad working on these, and that man has not changed the way he looks at the world or the cut of his jib since 1994. He is still in the 90s animated Spider-Man plays. And it's also because it has to be a standalone universe by itself and not include Spider-Man.
Yeah, which is why we have to go to. There's like a throwaway line why he's in San Francisco here instead of New York.
And so it's like your Daredevils and your Ghost Rider and stuff. Where I'm not saying that a thing is necessarily generic just because it doesn't have any of the other superheroes in the world. But with Marvel stuff particularly, I do think it's maybe sometimes difficult to develop your own tone for a fully, what feels like a fully established universe. Like a living and breathing world, when you don't have the rest of that because you're used to the Marvel universe feeling a certain way and being one world. And
That's
so
true.
It's the world of Daredevil. Like the world of Spider-Man's a lot easier, and X-Men because they've got a big rogues gallery. There's a lot of history that people know. It's a little harder with like Ghost Rider. What does anybody know about Ghost Rider? He's a flaming skullhead. That's what they know.
Don't besmirch. And he pees blue fire, apparently. Now that's the new standard. Man, it took me some real adjusting to get used to his, like, mumbly, drunk guy slurring speech impediment 4-year-old baby voice that he's doing in this movie. I was like, what is he doing? Like,
I gotta be honest with you, I've never seen a 35, 40-year-old man pronounce it Dan.
It's really goofy, but you get used to it. That's the thing about this movie is like you get settled in, and then it doesn't seem that crazy anymore.
Yeah, you adjust to it, and then the question is, are we lowering our standards because we like Venom and we really want to like this movie, or is it just entertaining on a really odd, different sort of level that we weren't expecting, and it's not really what we want, but if you take it on its own terms, there is some fun to be had here. I think it is more that second thing.
I think so. Yeah, you really gotta let any expectations you had just leave.
And so I wouldn't say when you get to the end of this that we're at an unsalvageable place where I don't want to see more movies. But at the same time, I'm never going to expect it to get to the kind of, feel and atmosphere of the Venom comics that I really like. Like, I don't want this world to necessarily ever do Agent Venom because it's just too silly. It's too weird and out there. I would love more of the lore, but this clearly wants to be that really like awful, insane, like mid-90s Venom stuff.
This cracks me up. I've watched this scene 3 times now. This is the 4th.
It cracks me up. Little girl.
Yeah, he gets so like defensive. Hey, don't shush her. Let her answer a question. People who answer questions are the people who save the world. And then he doesn't let her ask the question. He's like, all right, moving on. And then they walk out of the room.
And then they try to, and what they do is they try to write themselves out of that by having him tell this aide person that walks up, you answer her question. See, they saved it. They fixed it. They were thinking.
But like she was interrupting anyway. All she had to do was interrupt him. It would have been fine.
Yeah, and he could she wanted him to answer it. He's the main guy. Like, he's the big CEO. I would be disappointed if I was her. Also, I wanted her later on in the movie to be the little girl that ends up getting possessed by the symbiote. The really creepy one in the hallway. I wish it was her. I mean, yeah, you can say that that's too convenient, but it's this movie.
Yeah.
It's already got some of that.
Yeah, this has got a ton of that. I mean, we'll talk about how the whole hosting thing works and how it just randomly picks up, like matches with it not only matches with the main characters, but it also matches with enough people for that symbiote to get here all the way from wherever it crash lands, because none of them die immediately when it hosts them, when it takes over them.
Uh, yeah, and there's lots of weird questions with that, and by the end of the movie, it feels like it's kind of saying don't ask those kinds of questions.
No, get out of here.
This last viewing I had of it, first of all, was the best viewing I've had. Watching it with Jason was the way to watch it.
Yeah, probably.
It's weird to say this is more fun with your kids because there's some things that are, a little bit uncouth and raunchy that you don't necessarily want to show your kids with this. But a 10 or 11-year-old, it's not too bad.
Surprisingly not so though. For what I thought it would be worse.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But it was a little bit. I don't know. I picked up on some things that I hadn't before where I don't think it's communicating stuff enough. But when I got to the end this last time, I didn't have as much the thing I did in the last commentary I did on this movie. I talk about superhero movies way too much. The last time I did a Venom commentary. I complained before that the symbiotes, when they get in home...
Have a nice life. Is it so weird that we use that line 2 times in a row right here? That's a recurring
line that keeps coming back. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, he says it right here.
It's a superhero movie. It's got to have those repetitive lines that we pretend like are really meaningful, but don't actually amount to all that much.
And then,
there's no such thing as can't, and it's that.
Well, trying to make it shoehorn in here makes his boss look like a jerk, because why would his boss say that to him? They're supposed to be like friends, and he's like, have a nice life.
Yeah, no, that's weird, and you can't make the boss look enough like a jerk because Eddie is very much in the wrong here, and threw his whole career away for kind of no reason.
Yeah, because he had no evidence.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second, and then I'll get back to the thing I was going to mention. So I get that the idea is that Eddie Brock just can't help but tell the truth and try to do the right thing when it comes to corruption, and I like that. Okay, I've said this before, but humanizing Eddie Brock to a certain to a degree anyway, I think is a thing you have to do if he's going to be the main character in your movie. I like that he still is a screw up. He still ends up being a self-destructive and all of that, but he's likable in the sense that he's at least a human being that has feelings about things. And if he's, I'm fine with the kind of crusader journalist thing, because he messes up stuff in his personal life. He's so obsessed with that he ends up being selfish about it and makes some of the same mistakes that the corrupt people do. And so he's not as far away from that as he wishes he was. I like all of that fine. I just wish he was smarter about it. It's really strange that this hasn't happened to him already. That he's been this independent journalist and also working for this company for as long as he has, and he's never gone up to a CEO or somebody and screwed up his whole career in the way he does there. I don't buy that. I feel like that would have happened years ago.
Well, he did it once and got kicked out of New York, apparently. He's just going to keep going from city to city. This should be like a road trip series.
Yeah, okay, so they can cover their bases there a little bit. But I don't see how he was doing that for any amount of time.
Yeah.
But the thing I was going to say a minute ago about the symbiotes is I thought the idea was that I thought what they had done is kind of set up a thing and then ignored it and dropped it and forgot about it. They kind of don't, I guess. The idea is when the symbiote takes you over, or I guess when you create the symbiotic relationship, it is like eating you alive from the inside, and eventually you die. And that is happening with Eddie Brock, we think, but Venom keeps screaming no, that's not it. And then when you get to the end, he just gets to keep the symbiote, and it's fine when the symbiotes have killed everybody else. I think the idea is supposed to be that they can choose not to eat their hosts, like the livers and spleens and hearts and stuff, if they don't want to, but most of them just choose to do that and then move on to a different host. I think that's what it's supposed to be, but I don't think the movie communicates that at all, because you have this ticking time bomb where it's oh no, if it stays in Eddie's body, it's going to kill him, and then the symbiote keeps screaming no, that's not going to happen. So
well, it's three different things. It's 3 different things, because they make it very clear. They say the opposite of that when he's working with the scientist lady, and he's it has to be a perfect match, or you can't even bond. That's why when it goes on Isaiah, or I mean Isaac, and he dies immediately, and all of the homeless people die immediately, but for these people, it stays for as long as it needs to. That woman, it takes her forever to get to San Francisco. The grandma has it from here till 6 months later.
I guess that was a perfect match.
I guess so. Grandma is exactly the body, the peak body that symbiote needed.
See, it's trying to do the comic book thing and make up its own thing simultaneously, where in the comics, the symbiote usually the symbiote can possess a person like temporarily, but is not fully bonded, or it can fully bond with you. And I think it can possess really anybody it wants to for a small period of time until it begins to bond. In this, it does both things, because it even takes over a dog and stuff, where it's like it can take over anything, and until we want to make some drama out of, oh no, the homeless people are dying.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Why?
I don't understand.
Why wouldn't the symbiotes take over the homeless people and then just break out and then leave? Like,
I don't know. That's true too.
It's like they can't. Like they trying to, and it doesn't work.
That line where he says "we" there is kind of weird. It's almost like foreshadowing the symbiosis. And
foreshadowing pronouns.
Yeah. And then we don't do anything creative with the pronoun thing. And one of the things I don't like about this movie is that when you put Eddie Brock and Venom together, you get Eddie Brock and Venom in a body together, just talking to each other. And them talking to each other in their head is cool, but it should create, I don't know, what's always been interesting about Venom is that it creates a new entity. That doesn't happen here.
Your Venom. Yeah, and he says we a couple times, and everyone's always like, what are you talking about, we? But like, that's not that weird of a thing to say. Like, people say that all the time, like, we'll be seeing you, or like, we'll see you around, like, even when it's just one person.
Yeah, that's true. No, they're kind of forcing that just to get that pronoun. Yeah. It's weird.
I actually laughed pretty hard. This for some reason, this really makes me laugh when he goes, "You're Eddie Brock, aren't you?" He's like, "I used to be." Like, the way he says that for some reason really gets me.
And everything about Hardy's performance is counterintuitive and fascinating.
Used to be. Yeah, he's taking huge swings, which is like really good, and some of it is really bad. Like the ET thing in the elevator is not funny at all, and it's really terrible.
But I like that he's not scared of anything, man. And listen to him in interviews, he is not, dude. Like, he could have screwed the pooch completely on this entire movie and just been like, okay, I threw one away, whatever. Like, he doesn't care. He goes in and he does the best job he can do, and then he moves on. Like, he's like a real actor.
Yeah, well, he is. It's weird. He's become like a huge name actor by being a character actor.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah,
you don't see a lot of that.
He's always way different in everything he does.
So people are talking in the comments about how, like, Dark Moonlight and Entertainment, Avi Arad was not wrong about Venom's popularity. A broken clock is right twice a day. And Mutali says, but will he be wrong about Morbius? Well, yes. I think, like, that movie could end up surprising people and be worth seeing, but that character is not hugely popular. I also, to be fair, don't think Avi Arad's ever gone around and been like, Morbius is the second most popular Marvel character.
Second. Who's going to do the Morbius rap is what I want to know.
But this movie made $1 billion, and it was not on word of mouth from critics and reviewers first week out. This is a thing that should have died the first couple weeks because it was lampooned, if not panned. Like, people were making fun of this movie. I don't think people hated it, but this was not a polarizing film. This was not a, overall beloved film. It was just, I mean, if it's your thing, it's silly and you might enjoy it. But I think no matter what, and I wouldn't have thought this before, but because this is the movie that has the Venom logo on it and it made $1 billion, it could have been anything. It turns out. It turns out that Venom was going to make you $1 billion. I never could have guessed that.
Yeah, no matter what. Yeah, so let me see here.
Which says it made $800 million. Okay, well, for this material, that's like $1 billion.
Dark Moonlight Entertainment a while back gave us a super chat when we were talking about Avi Arad. He said, Avi Arad, when I told everyone that I was making a solo Venom movie, everyone laughed at me. Well, no one's laughing now.
We'll see how the sequel does. I mean, I'm kind of wondering if that ends up being a like Ninja Turtle situation where the first movie does pretty well, and I mean this did really well, but it turns out that there's just not all that much interest in more of it. But it may turn out that Carnage is also on its own a huge thing, and we don't realize.
Second biggest Marvel character.
Yeah,
it's weird, man. Like, what? How did I want to know the story there? Like, what did Serkis watch this and be like, I can make the best sequel to this movie? Like, how did that happen?
I don't know.
It's also really weird
Dragon
that
5
this...
says Venom's aesthetic is always a moneymaker for comic fans and stuff, and also just as, like you say, a cool icon, a cool aesthetic, a cool thing to put on T-shirts and stuff. But I didn't
But
know
you
if...
don't even have the we can't even use the symbol.
It's not even in the movie. Yeah, I wasn't sure, because it has nothing to do with spiders. I wasn't sure if a general audience would go see this, apart from, you know, Spider-Man. Hey, Spider-Man having nothing to do with it.
Yeah. It's weird that we can't... It must be like a trademark thing or something. I don't know, because, like, we've never used this symbol in Spider-Man movies. It's very different. They could have, like, at least referenced it a little bit.
I think the only reason it's not in Spider-Man 3 is because they were being lazy about it.
Yeah. That just
I don't think
looked
that
too
has anything to do with right stuff. I would be really surprised if they weren't allowed to use that. Well, surely they can. They've got everything else Spider-Man. That's part of the Spider-Man package. It's gotta be. I think it's only not... The only reason it's not there is because it wouldn't make any sense that he would have a spider motif. It looks like a spider.
Yeah.
But then his face
just looks like
looks like the Spider-Man mask, but at least it's not a straight up like spider icon thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could have just been like these white lines that come off his chest or something. It doesn't have to be exactly a spider. That would at least help us to separate him and Riot a little bit at the end. Oh, that's the one with the white thing on his chest. Instead of one that's slightly grayer.
Anthony Cabrera, Andy Serkis is one of those actors who's been in several well-acclaimed films and is professional, but also comes off as someone who likes what he likes and isn't pretentious about it. Yeah, sure. It's just... like, I want to be excited about that with his name on it, but if he doesn't have a script to work with, you know, who knows? My prediction is that movie will be as nuts as this, and may or may not be smarter and hold together better and, you know, have a less kind of, you know, hackneyed and obvious and mid-2000s third act, but look way better than this. And that's my prediction.
Yeah, I wonder how much more money they'll throw at it because it made so much.
But also, even if they don't throw a lot more money at it, it'll be Andy Serkis involved in the CG and stuff.
Well, I hope he does like the body matching for it. That would be cool. And I hope he directs it as his character Claw from Black Panther.
Dark Moonlight Entertainment, what do you think of the rumors that Tom Holland filmed a cameo for this movie? I don't know if there's any truth to that at all. We heard that forever before it came out.
Yeah, I don't know. Spider-Man rumors are like a dime a dozen these days.
We can talk about the canon thing. It's weird that that they still go back and forth on whether or not this is supposed to be MCU, and it looks like Morbius is supposed to be that. And then when you get to Spider-Man 3 and they're doing what seems to be a bunch of interdimensional stuff, the question is going to be, okay, are they going to be smart enough to say it wasn't in the MCU but it is now because this is an alternate universe? Or are they going to do both at the same time, DJ? When we get Michael Keaton in there, is that Michael Keaton from the MCU universe, or is he in both? And are we just pretending like this is in the MCU, even though... The only way this works, because I saw people in the comments earlier saying, well, like, you know, maybe it still sort of is going to be, or it could or something. The only way this remotely works as being in the MCU is if it takes place before 2012. You have to have... You can't have had the incident in New York yet. You can't have had aliens coming to Earth. The only thing that really makes it not work in canon is the fact that they don't know about aliens. That really is the only thing.
Yeah, but it's so weird that in this universe, he's just like traveling to space. He's just like sending people to planets. Like that wasn't even happening in the MCU in 2012. Like,
yeah, and we got this guy doing like you said, like space travel and creating the technologies and stuff, and there's never a mention of Tony Stark. Like,
yeah. So this guy was just like
I was gonna say Elon Musk-esque guy,
yeah.
Which is weird that they don't make him more eccentric in his personality and stuff if he's supposed to be like half based on Elon Musk.
Yeah, I don't know what his deal is. Is he supposed to be like good at keeping it under control so no one suspects him? I don't know why he's
so powerful
bland.
that he doesn't have to. Is it that whole thing?
Yeah, but if that's the case, why is he so bland?
It's like really thinly veiled. I don't know. That seems like an acting choice. Maybe it's supposed to be like a juxtaposition thing where if we're gonna have Tom Hardy go as far to the nines as we are, then our villain needs to really
has to
reel
be
it
boring.
in.
Yeah, probably. That's probably their thinking. was Venom snapped, Mutale says.
Wouldn't it be really funny if Eddie was, but the symbiote wasn't?
Oh, weird.
And then he's got to go like find another host. And then
Host to host.
latches on
Venom
to the
host to
girl
host for 5 years.
The She-Venom thing is so strange. Obviously, we'll talk about that when we get there. I loved getting to see it. I love the look of it. I hated that it's 10 seconds and we're out. And obviously, the kiss thing is really weird, and like I don't understand.
This is a rom-com between Venom and Eddie.
Yeah, and by the way, and you made the best thumbnail we've ever had.
I didn't know if you were gonna go for it. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I don't know if he's gonna like
it. Hilarious. She turned into like an anime rom-com.
Well, those are actually a Chinese ad campaign for this movie, which is great. Go look at them if you haven't looked at them. There's 2 more. I only used 2 for the thumbnail. There's actually 4. The other one is him taking a selfie with his Venom arm is going out holding the phone as a selfie stick and taking pictures of her and her 2 friends. And then the other one's him holding onto a subway car as they're riding in the subway.
That's
with
awesome. Her. Yeah, my favorite thing in the world is that you managed to get a pink Marvel Mania logo for this movie. That's the movie we did a pink one.
Yeah, all the posters for this movie were super generic. They were just like Venom face or like, and they were everything was centered, and I couldn't get the Marvel Mania logo without covering up the whole Venom face. So I was like, I'm gonna do something out weird and crazy because these posters are not inspiring me.
Succeeded at that, son, sir, son. So she's Dan
a good.
Here? Hi, Dan.
Gosh. Dan Torrey.
Dan says, in my headcanon, Riot's host is the pilot from Rogue One after being bonded with Borg Gullet. It's amazing. Yeah, this is surreal. We got Dan in the comments while we're doing the second Venom commentary when he was on the first one, and I'm probably just saying all the same stuff I said before.
Yeah, I mean, I that's what I'm worried about. I'm not going to say anything original because you guys probably have already said everything there is to say about this.
I mean, I don't know, because you and I both had somewhat different watches this time around. It had a little bit more heart than I think I gave it credit for, particularly in the first half.
Yeah, I don't completely buy them as a couple. I think they're a little awkward, but
no, I agree with that. Absolutely.
And also,
the chemistry is off, and the chemistry between them is one of those things that makes it feel like a 2005, 2006 comic book movie. I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
It's been 6 months. She was engaged to him. They were going to be married, and now she's already got another guy moving in with her. She moves really quickly.
Really quick.
I know it's supposed to be like a rebound thing, but like, don't have him move in with you already. Jeez.
Yeah, don't have him already there. Where he's like, he has a key. Did you know he has a key?
Also, this is Dan from Veep, and now he's Dan from Venom. He just plays Dan.
Cast is Dan's.
Dan's. Dan in the comments. Are you a big fan of this Dan? He's great in Veep. He's actually great in this movie as just like a good guy. Usually the boyfriend's like this horrible jerk face, and he's just
but
too good guy. He's like,
I feel like I'm to a point where I can't keep praising that too much. I think we're at a place now where we're gonna have to start seeing the reasonable, like more helpful, like cares about people and is okay with her previous boyfriend character if he also is a little bit more three-dimensional, because that is becoming the new cliche. Like, look at this, look at Ant-Man, like we have this new cliche of the reasonable boyfriend that, like, oh, you think we're gonna do a love triangle, but we're not. I don't know when the last time I saw that love triangle was. I'm not saying I miss it, I'm just saying I think this is becoming kind of the new standard.
It's anti-love triangle face.
Yeah.
This, and he's way...
Sorry, I didn't expect you to say face at the end of that. That was great.
He's way too reasonable in this, like to the point where he comes and ruins their date and like destroys the restaurant and like goes in the fish tank and everything, and he's still trying to help him. I mean, he's a doctor, so it makes sense that he'd be helpful, but like...
That's why it works, is because he's a professional and a humanitarian.
Yeah. If he wasn't, he's way too reasonable.
I was going to comment a minute ago. I like the bit. There are some choices that Hardy makes that I legitimately like and think are fun and make him likable, but maybe not too likable. We can argue about whether or not Venom ends up being too much of a hero at the end with the whole lethal protector thing. But I like that scene that we had right before this, where he's in the grocery store and he seems like a crazy person just talking to himself, and then he's talking to that girl from the from the Elon Musk guy's place, where he's like, "And you're terrible at this." I think that's great.
That was a good reveal. Yeah, I didn't remember what the heck he was doing when I watched this morning.
That's a good moment.
Yeah, that girl's a good actress too. You could say that about everybody. Like Michelle Williams is like 4 times Oscar-nominated actress, and then this movie just wastes everybody.
Yeah,
apparently the villain guy is a good actor too.
Cast, but I think there's some people here that folks know that I don't know. Like people in the comments are talking about how great an actor the villain in this is. I don't know him from anything.
I know the actress scientist girl from a movie she did with Chris Evans about a little girl. Gifted, really good movie. Chris Evans and her and the little girl who's like really good at math. It's a very not Geekvolution movie, but it's a good movie.
Well, that's good to know. I might check that out. Robert Wildcat, to quote the Joker, to summarize my thoughts on this movie, I don't know if it's art, but I like it. Yeah, good stuff. That's exactly right. I'm jealous of you for saying that before I did.
You stole it. So
Stussy says he was in Nightcrawler. Oh yeah, he was in Nightcrawler. I only saw that movie one time. I forgot all about that. Yeah, that's a great movie. Everybody's good in that.
Yeah, Gifted's great. Blue Dragon 5.
Oh, here comes the most awkward scene in the movie. Maybe. Yeah, one of them. One of them.
Awkward joke, anyway.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's.
It's supposed to be funny because it's not funny, but it's not even funny there. Like, I don't know. It's supposed to be funny because she like doesn't think it's funny. What did she think was going to happen, by the way? Like, they obviously know who checks in with their security badge. Like, they know, and he says like everyone went home. How did she not know that she was going to get caught and killed for this? Did she think that he was going to write the report and he was going to get caught and arrested before she got caught?
I don't have a problem with that. I think she's just taking the risk because she knows it's the right thing to do. She's terrified through this whole thing. And he even says before this, like, be very afraid. And she says, I am. And she's doing this anyway because people are dying. So, I mean, like, yeah. I think she's just desperate. It's just a last-ditch effort.
That's true, but she comes to work the next day instead of running or something.
That's a good point. She should get out of Dodge. Yeah, that's fair. I didn't think of that.
She just like strolls in,
that's
like
a guy
no
that
one's
could probably
gonna
get her anywhere. Like,
yeah, it's true.
But yeah, maybe ask for protection. Maybe like find something.
Also, what's really weird is
how do they not
have security cameras anywhere in this building? Because they have no proof of who she brought in. They have to get her to admit who she brought in later on. So they can't see Eddie Brock at all. Like, you would have security cameras everywhere in this building.
Boy, that's a good point, too. Well, it's so that we can have that moment where the bad guy goes, Eddie Brock, and then release the symbiote.
Release the symbiote.
He's basically, what's his face from The Simpsons, right? He's like, release the hounds.
Man, Grandma's still
Burns.
making her way.
Yeah, you know what? If you replace that guy with Mr. Burns, this is immediately a better movie. Because that's what we need. We need charismatic, mustache-twirling evil. Like you said, this guy doesn't even have to hide it, really. He's essentially, he can pretty much flaunt it and get away with it.
Yeah.
It took me a couple viewings before I realized that this girl was the same one who sold him the $5 newspaper.
Oh, yeah, she's the homeless one. Also, so first of all, Venom's hosted with her for at least overnight because she didn't die immediately, so she's a host, or at least a temporary host. I don't know how that works.
And then suddenly we have this red mood lighting, just so that it's a little bit scarier.
It's because an alarm is going off, Captain.
Sure,
so
that would be all red. It's not as bad as the sudden red that we do at the end of BVS like this, because that's crazy. When Batman shows up to Lex Luthor, and it's red everywhere. For no reason.
Here's a stupid thing that this movie does because it's a stupid movie, and it's like symbiotes are afraid of sound.
That's a compliment that he's giving it, by the way. This is a stupid
but it's
movie.
Like a plane flying by, or like an alarm, which are not loud sounds. Like they're sounds, but they're not like supersonic sounds. I don't know if that would like drive a symbiote crazy. And then later on,
that's a good point.
Completely ruin it by the rocket is taking off right next to him and nothing happens to him, which is a much louder sound.
Yeah, you're right. It's kryptonite. It's any weakness for a hero where you pick and choose when it bothers him and when it doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's made worse by the fact that we have, and I'm glad, and I like that we get rules for it, but we get a particular number of range for pitches. It says like between the 4,000, 6,000 hertz range or whatever it is that they say. It's like, okay, if then you put in a thing that clearly must be in that range, and like music bothers him.
Yeah, it's like, first of all, that alarms are annoying, but they're not like deafening, like a rocket would be going off right next to you.
Anthony Cabrera, should this movie take place in the world of Amazing Spider-Man? I mean, obviously we were already done with that by this point, so that wouldn't have happened, but just all things being equal, if it could have, it fits better there than it does anywhere else, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think there's anything in this that would contradict that, and especially once you have that second movie, which is also kind of wild and bizarre.
Connor asked me what the origin of the thumbnail is. I'll tell him real quick. Those are Chinese. I already said this, but those are Chinese ads for this movie. There's 4 posters that they did, and I only used 2 for the thumbnail. So go look them up, Connor. They're pretty cool. $2 super chat from TH1. I think it's about pitch and octave, not volume.
Well, yeah, okay, that's true. So maybe that just wouldn't be in the right octave with the rocket going off?
But I think that would sound very similar to a plane, which drives them nuts later when they're on top of the building breaking into that place.
It's crazy that he gets this much of the case of the munchies and he's eating, like, gross, messed up food and stuff, and he doesn't have any indigestion problems. I mean, I'm glad we don't have to see that, but...
Oh, we have to see something right here, which is lovely.
Yeah, this is going to get gross. I told Jason he might want to look away. The look on his face during the scene, I've never seen anything like that. And then I felt bad for showing him this movie.
Speaking of trends in movies, why do we have to watch so many people throw up, like, on camera? I've seen so much of that, Billy.
Yeah.
His little when he falls is pretty funny. Uh-oh. She's dead. Took it. So they have 4 symbiotes, right? One of them's Venom, one of them's Riot, and one of them dies here. Where's the 4th one? Am I?
DJ. Hello, DJ.
Hello. Who's this?
I am Venom.
Hello, Venom.
Hello, DJ. You may, that is my name. I am in your head.
What did you do with my friend?
I have taken him off the board for now. Don't ask me how I did it. It was very technical.
Are we broadcasting still?
We are broadcasting. I made this lovely background when you weren't looking, with your brilliant technical skills.
Oh, there's a background check?
Yes. Pay attention.
Sorry, broadcasting. I'll have to pull it.
You should look at it. I'm very proud of it.
I'm so excited that
And I'm proud of you as well.
the grandma's finally made it to the States. 6 months later. See, that's a little girl. The cat was talking about. Hopefully he gets back in here so I can...
I may let him out again later. I wanted to come in and watch my favorite film. The best film ever made.
So this is your favorite film?
It is not just my favorite film, it is the best film. Objectively. Although I do have ADD, so I only watch the parts that I'm in.
That makes sense. Unless you got a paying shooting, they don't give you much free time.
It makes me cry.
What were you doing in between takes? If I could be so bold, that's personal.
I was eating all the lobster.
You ever think of lobster? I know something I've never had.
Yum.
Is this your favorite scene?
Yes, this is the best scene. Everyone acts like this is strange. This is just a regular evening at my house. I would call this a riot, but then that word makes me triggered. Yes. I like violence in general. Yes. I put violence in every scene of my life.
Because this is kind of a mirror to our homecoming. Because now I have a person who was on set.
I wanted to give you some insights. Like that water was warm.
I would give you an insight. I would give you an insight. I don't know enough about lobster tanks, man. Are lobster tanks warm or cold?
When we made this movie, it was warm.
That's good to know.
Now I want lobster very badly. You're lucky that we're not in the same room right now. That we're doing this remotely.
This is, I mean, good that we did this during 2021. Otherwise, you know, we'd be in the same room.
Well, actually, I got confused. What am I talking about? I'm in your head.
Oh, see, you sounded so
Bring me chocolate, then.
It's because of the room is canceling headphones. Everything's
Yeah, I was confused for a moment.
now.
I've been doing a lot of live interview shows lately remotely with people on YouTube.
Oh, pardon. Could you give yourself a shout out? What's your Instagram? YouTube channel.
I'll get back to you on that. I've not made my own. I've just been commandeering other people's. Did you miss the part where I am a symbiote?
Sorry.
I require humans for video making.
People are complaining that you're used to making the sound not very clear. Is that on purpose or you trying to sabotage?
No, you just need to speak up. Just speak up.
I will do my best. I don't know if I'm quiet or if I'm vocal. Do my best to sound crisp and loud. Oh, Venom, we have a super chat. Would you like me to read it?
Well, sure.
Here's one. Movie audio is back. Oh, thanks for reading the super chat. I blame Venom for the technical difficulties. We'll do our best.
Dimwit Monkey says symbiote oatmeal.
Now that is something I would eat. I don't know every morning. I wouldn't know what symbiote would be.
I can see the chat because you were looking at the chat. Until you were looking at the movie, and then I can't see the chat.
Yes. I love to look at the chat. Here we go. Hello, what's his partner? Echo reviewer says, "Somewhere they just gave up on you." What are we talking about? This house for the makers of
There's not enough of me talking.
Oh, there you are.
There's like 2 whole minutes of me talking in this movie.
Was that an ad?
The hungry that you do?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm always hungry. I'm gonna eat your head right now.
Sorry, Kellen O'Rourke. Apparently I'm making Venom look bad. I'm sorry. I will give you more reverence, sir. Because I'm scared of you.
I won't eat your head if you keep the movie going.
Yeah,
And
please
give me
leave.
pizza rolls.
Tater tots sound good?
I will email you because I want the pizza roll.
How did you like being called a parasite? That's a pet peeve.
Parasite? I am not a parasite.
Okay. Sorry, sir.
We both have hosts. It's
I would never
call
call
we
you
have in common at all.
Oh, I don't know where Cap is, but maybe Cap fixed the audio for us because people are saying it's great. Oh, man.
It was you. You fixed it. I made you do it. You just didn't realize it. I'm constantly controlling you, and you don't
Oh,
know
no.
it.
Can you use me to fight off some, like, FBI agents later?
Can you see the future? Do you know that there are FBI agents coming to your house?
Oh, that would be terrifying. Anthony Cabrera wants to know if Venom likes Mountain Dew.
I love Mountain Dew, and coffee, and cornflakes, and potatoes, and pickles, and especially pie.
I didn't write this down. You're giving us a full scoop here.
Oh, and meat. And someone asked how I like my lobster coat. The answer is not. Oh, here comes my face.
Yeah, now I want to know how we shot this, Venom. Was that part of the? Were you there on set at all, or was that completely just Tom Hardy and they added in later?
Yes, so I possessed Tom Hardy whenever he needed to be possessed, and then when he didn't need to be possessed, I found dogs and grandmothers.
Oh man, glad I wasn't there.
In real life, I can possess anything. I just bond with a compatible host. In this movie, I don't know what's going on.
You don't even know the rules.
I don't. But it's brilliant. It's the best movie. Avi Arad was correct. I am the most popular character.
Mutali wants to know, Venom, if you like DJ because he's a loser like you.
Apologize!
Mutali, how dare you? I'm gonna have to drop you from the stream if you call my guest a loser one more time.
I'm just kidding. I am a loser like DJ. But also brilliant like DJ. We're brilliant losers.
Brilliant losers. Do you call us the bruisers?
No one calls us that.
Sorry, I'm embarrassing my host. Not like my host, because I'm his host, but he's my host on the show right now.
I'm very confused.
It's like it's an Inception amount of hosts. It's like
Venomception. That would be an even better movie.
Hey, I think you should pitch that to Avi Arad.
Avi Arad does whatever I say. Because
Now,
otherwise I eat his head.
How close are you with this symbiote here in this scene? Are you guys pals? Because he dies.
I don't want to talk about it.
I'm sorry. Touchy subject.
I had to go to his funeral. One
What
scene
are-
I owned was her during the making of this movie.
Well, two, and there's another one at the end. It bites it. What do you think? What do you think? How do symbiote funerals happen on your planet? Oh, here it is. Here's your big moment.
Yes, I'm sorry, I was distracted by the greatness of the sea.
You don't think it's a little goofy, his performance here?
Apologize!
Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. It's art.
It's my
amazing.
performance. This was a choice I made. With Tom Hardy, sort of. Together, we are Venom. On my planet, when we have funerals, we eat tater tots and say nothing about the deceased.
Oh.
I didn't get excited about tater tots because I never had them. It's because that's the only food we have in our world.
Wow. That's got to be. You guys are in terrible shape. You guys are gonna have kidney failure.
We don't have kidneys.
Your arteries got to be completely clogged.
That's like
That's
a
stupid.
reviewer asks Venom. Hello. Are you for or against talking over kids? Yes.
Oh man, you really let these guys have it, Venom.
This is what we in the business call building up to the big reveal.
Yeah, you're a regular Jaws right here.
I was going to go with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I went with the original, but That's a good movie. Do you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Have you seen it?
Yes, I do. I wish Shredder was my bad guy. He's a better bad guy, but this is still the best movie.
Are you sure you're waffling here a little bit, Venom?
I give the greatest performance of anyone's career.
Yeah, you were snubbed. Totally snubbed.
I apologize.
Yeah, that running gag must have really bothered you.
It did. But it's made up by the fact that you get to see my arms flail everywhere. And I have great, amazing arms.
I always liked your flailing in this movie. Some of the best flailing I've ever seen. What a goofy line he has to read right there. Are you seeing this? He's achieved symbiosis. I mean, it's great.
It's important exposition.
I'm glad you're a real student of the arts and of narrative, apparently.
Mutale, I don't suit up because it's called building momentum. It's the big moment. It's going to be a big deal, and you get to see me in glass.
Oh man.
Aren't I
I sure hope Cap's okay.
He's fine.
I gotta say, Venom, I feel like I'm right there with you. You gotta be just as disappointed as me. You have a character who can web sling all around town, and you do a boring motorcycle chase right here. I was disappointed.
But I got to ride a motorcycle, and motorcycles are cool.
Oh, okay. So it was more about your personal experience.
Are you calling me self-indulgent?
I'll apologize. I'll just save all the apologies to the end because I feel like I'm going to offend you quite a bit.
You should be careful about that, especially if there's no tater tots.
Yeah, please don't eat my brains.
There's a part here where Tom Hardy gets very excited about driving a motorcycle. That was me.
You remember that? That stuck
Yes.
with you?
I still have that motorcycle.
Oh, okay. Where are you staying these days, Venom? Besides my head at the moment.
I kind of live from place to place.
Oh, you're a real drifter.
I'm gonna buy me a condo.
Well, make sure you get a roommate because prices are going up since last year.
Connor Nielsen, Venom, was that you performing in Spider-Man 3? Was that an early performance?
Is that?
We don't talk about that.
Oh. Is that an imposter?
I plead the fifth.
What accent was he doing right there? That was weird.
Did you call this motorcycle chase mediocre or something earlier?
Yeah, I think it's pretty
exciting?
cool. I'm not, but that's on me, Venom. I'm not excited by car chases in general, so I don't know. If you guys,
Be in one.
you guys in the comment section, let me know if this is a subpar car chase or if
I
it's.
am making a mental note. We're going to take you on a car chase after the show.
Oh no. Well, at least keep me here long enough to finish the review. Can we do that? Because I promised Cap I would do this, and I don't want to leave him hanging. He's a good friend.
I never promise anything. But I plan to watch the parts of this movie that I am in.
No, you're out of your mind. He's doing a weird voice in the scene. TH1 gives us a $2 super
My
chat.
voice weird. Apologize.
It's Tom Hardy, man. Your voice is excellent. I love your voice.
Someone asked me what my favorite Bane line is.
Interesting.
The fire rises.
You're afraid of fire, though, aren't you, sir?
Oh yes, I hate that line. What am I talking about? It was the only one that came to my mind. Spoilers, though I beat the fire at the end of this movie. That's why it's great.
Yeah.
And don't ask me how I did it. It's not important.
No. I won't. I wouldn't dare. TH1 says there's a Venom symbol on the front of the bike light. Did you notice it?
I was surprised that. I thought it looked like an Xbox symbol.
Oh man, big gamer are you, Venom?
Not really.
You just like to keep up with the logos and the slogans. Have you heard "Be Moved"? That's what Sony's trying to use these days.
Yes. Well, I was. With this film, I was moved.
Oh, here's your favorite part, Venom.
That's not my favorite part.
Oh, I thought you liked when he got excited about the.
Well, no, that's
part.
great. But we're not to the big reveal yet.
Oh, of course.
The best part is when I, look like myself.
Now, I mean, you might need to host someone else because Connor Nielsen says he loves car chases, and the Venom car chase sucks.
Well, now I'm mixed. I can't decide if I should go take over Connor or eat his head.
I mean, it would take you a while. He's all the way in Oregon, like how long that grandma
took. Quiet. This is the best part. Pay attention. Eyes, lungs, pancreas. I can see my pancreas.
Oh man, did you go full method and lick that guy's face?
Of course I did. And we practiced it 50 times before the scene.
Oh man. Now, how did that extra? Did he really let you bite off his head?
Illegally, I'm not allowed to talk about that.
Okay, sorry, I wouldn't think. Look at that. Hey, you swim like Aquaman. Has anyone told you that? Oh man, it was only 5 seconds, but I got a real Aquaman vibe from that. Venom, are you there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was busy thinking about hair dots.
Oh, okay.
I'm very hungry right now. You're actually in mortal danger. Can I just have a bite of your dog?
Absolutely. My dog is super annoying. Feel free. Cap actually met my dog, and he would not leave him alone. Where is Cap, by the way? What have you done with him?
He's around.
Okay, well, just...
This is my second favorite part.
Okay,
It's my phone again. You can just focus on the beauty of my face.
I like your teeth in this movie. They're pretty
I'm a
good.
good-looking man. The only thing in the universe that is better looking than me is Eddie Brock.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
Yes,
true.
I love Eddie Brock.
You're very into him.
Yes. He is the reason that I saved humanity. Because he is a user like me.
And he's a good kisser, right? Right, Venom?
Yes. I am polygamous.
I figured symbiotes were. I figured that.
I like humans of every persuasion simultaneously.
And it took this girl a long time to get out of that airport. She must have been lost in that airport forever.
I am already falling in love with Eddie Brock by the sea. And also his ex-wife, or ex-fiance, whatever.
I know, yeah. So what was it like possessing... I want to know, what's it like possessing a little child like that? Have you ever possessed a little child?
It makes you feel small.
Oh, okay. It's like the Alice in Wonderland scene where you just like shrink down and all of a sudden you just...
And sometimes to maintain power, you have to do boring things like go to school. It sucks.
You're not... So you wouldn't tell the kids
Yes,
to
I
stay at
know
school.
my ABCs. No, I don't want to play with you. And that doesn't even rhyme.
All right, so Venom's not big on school, guys. If he had it his way, no schools.
We don't have education on my world. We take over planets and we eat heads. And we introduce tater tots to the cosmos.
That seems like a pretty miserable
Amazing
system.
place to be.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Took the words right out of my mouth. Piles of bodies. Piles of heads.
Yes, piles of bodies, piles of heads. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Oh, you're a big fan of that song?
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Wow. I'm creeped out, but I'm also impressed. That's pretty good.
Someone asked if I like metal. Yes.
Of course. But what about rap? You have to be. Do you endorse Eminem for this movie?
Yes. Eminem is the best. I also like Eminem's Candy, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean, that's the best song ever, right? Because it has your name in it.
I have a great line here in a moment when he won't go up to the roof where I say swear word.
I think that's when he won't jump there, Venom. You're getting your own movie mixed
That's
up.
what I meant to say.
Sorry, I don't need to embarrass you on your first commentary.
I am not embarrassed. Apologize.
I'm sorry, Venom. I'm glad that you're here with me. It's good to have somebody, because I lost Cap.
That's what everyone says when they don't want their head to get bitten off. Or to lose their liver.
I do like my liver.
I've never quite gotten the hang of doing the Eminem rap, but I'd like to try.
Oh, well, now that I've heard your voice, and everyone else has, we definitely need to try that. Hey, maybe you should join us for After Dark, Venom. We'll try that. I gotta say, your stride.
Inviting me back so that you don't lose your head.
I know, man. I gotta be polite, or I'm gonna regret it.
I'm up on a roof. That's what we in the business call a money shot.
I gotta say, speaking of money shots, that stride you had running up that building was very gazelle-like. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
I really liked that. Very reminiscent of 2008's Hulk.
I was very proud of my stunt work. I did all my own stunts. I have no stunt double.
I would think so. I mean, who else are they gonna find that's 12 feet tall?
Riot!
Oh, sorry, I know that's still fresh.
We have the best edgy names of my world, like Rampage and Vindicator.
Wow. Yeah,
and
why?
Ruckus.
He's the southern cousin of the symbiotes. Could you repeat your line for me there, Mr. Venom, sir? Probably not. Probably not.
Sorry to apologize.
Cap wouldn't like that. I'm glad you're being professional.
I'm taking over all of these YouTube channels, and the last thing I want is copyright flags or language flags. No one owns the P word.
Now here comes what I'd say, Venom, is one of the actual, maybe one of the only cool action scenes in this movie. It's kind of artistic with the smoke and stuff.
Do you like that clever moment where Eddie says mask and then there's me?
Yeah, that's not bad. Did you come up with that on set with him?
That was an ad-lib.
That was a co-ed ad-lib you did together with him?
Yes, copy. I think I like that line reading better.
Now people...
I want to go back and re-ADR some of my lines.
Mask. Yeah, did you have to do any of that after the movie?
Yes, over and over again.
Lots of ADR. That's a bummer. Did you tear up the
Which
board?
is why there were 9 different voice directors for this film.
Now Stephen Murphy wants to make sure that there are no spoilers for Venom 2 here.
I'm saying nothing.
Okay. All right. Just
But
making
I've been
sure.
social distancing, so we had to put it off.
Okay.
Because I don't want to give any of my fellow symbiotes the virus.
Venom, I'm a little concerned if anyone comes into this commentary a little late that they're going to be very confused at what in the heck's going on.
Would you like me to do a recap? Hello, I am Venom. I have taken over the show.
We are Venom. It's kind of our whole thing.
I am in DT's mind. No, I am Venom, whoever I take over, but then we are You can only say we are Venom if we do it in unison. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. We are Venom. You're a little behind there.
Yeah, there's a lag. It's hard to do that over a Skype call.
That sounds like an excuse to me.
I mean, I'm the moderator. If there's anything good at it, I'm good at making excuses. So Venom, I'm a little worried that if you're ever going to cross over with Spider-Man in this universe, it's going to be very hard because you're freaking bulletproof. They just unloaded a ton of machine guns on you, and it doesn't do anything. That's you're stronger than I'm used to seeing Venom.
You've read that story, right? I mean, I wouldn't be with Spider-Man forever.
I guess we do have. I guess the Spider-Man in the MCU is bulletproof too. So I guess
That's
we're just
why it would
everyone.
be sadder for him to have to lose me when we're not compatible because he's that word I said earlier.
Come on, he's young. He can grow into you. You just gotta wait for him.
That sounds dirty.
Venom, you dirty.
Venom.
You get your Venom mind out of the gutter.
My name is Venom. I'm singing about Venom.
Stassi wants to know if you are going to be in the MCU. Are you in Spider-Man 3? Can you talk about that yet?
I can't tell you anything.
Okay, because I heard through the grapevine that Andrew Garfield's in town, and people are speculating he's there to shoot Spider-Man 3. Any word on that?
I know that he is there, but I can't tell you why.
Okay.
And I can't promise that I won't eat his head.
Don't do that. He's one of my favorite actors. Cap just watched.
I won't eat anyone's head.
Cap just did an excellent review of Hacksaw Ridge, which I'm glad that Cap finally actually got to see because I really liked that movie. I'm glad he got to see that. Maybe I'll talk to him about that later if you ever let him come back.
You'll just have to find out.
Now, I gotta say, you as creepy Jiminy Cricket giving him like romance advice in his head is a little weird in this scene. How do you know so much about relationships, Venom?
I don't want to talk about my personal life.
Oh, it sounds like you've had like a hard past or you've been through this before.
I feel like Eddie and his girlfriend are my one chance for true love.
Well, that's beautiful, Mr. Venom.
I agree. That's as close to personal as I'm going to get.
Okay. Wow.
I'm tearing up your tear ducts.
Well, I'm okay. I'm just hoping, through the rest of this video, I can break down your walls a little bit and you can get a little more vulnerable with me.
Good luck.
I mean, I feel like I know you. Like, we're connected in our heads, I guess. I guess that's why I feel like I know you so well already.
That's how the bonding process works. You're a half-decent host.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I'm no host. I'm still a humble moderator, but I'm learning.
I'm impressed that you haven't gone off and eaten a lobster by now. Aren't you hungry?
I mean, it's tempting.
Are you starving?
Yes, that's still going. I'm having to make do with just peach tea from Harley Quinn's head.
I'm starving.
Should we take a break? I don't have any tater tots here. I got some kind of frozen. I think I have sweet potato fries. Do you like those? Frozen sweet potato fries we could
I
warm
like
up?
frozen everything.
Okay, we'll just go through the frozen section of my fridge.
I think I might eat some of your Blu-rays.
Oh, no. Take me before you take my Blu-rays. I would be nothing without my Blu-rays.
I think I'm going to start with yellow.
Oh no, Little Miss Sunshine, Logan, Chinatown,
Yum! Yellow!
Troll Hunter, V for Vendetta. Those are some of my favorites.
You can replace them.
I wish I would have known you were coming. I would have got some lobster.
You know what you can't replace? Or Blu-rays you don't like. You know,
Oh, I've got plenty of those. I've got Green Hornet, Green Lantern. There's some real bad ones back there that I'm trying to get rid of.
This scene is traumatizing! Okay, I'm losing interest. My interest is fading.
Oh no.
But
Yeah,
DJ, I think you would rather lose your Blu-rays than your liver.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know. Liver's one of those you can take out, right? I might be okay with that.
I don't believe that's true.
See, you have a better sense of human anatomy than I do, Venom.
Well, all I can tell you is, the few times I've eaten one, those people are dead now.
Oh. You would know. You would absolutely know. Very traumatizing scene right here.
This is the part where I am resourceful.
Yeah, you're a regular Jackie Chan.
Watch me slither away. I'm like James Bond. If he slithered.
Do you like the movie Slither? That seems right up your alley, Venom.
I have not seen that.
Oh, you gotta check it out. I haven't either. But I'm not a symbiote from outer space who likes eating people.
That's symbiote.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, it's like Rob Harper.
It's not a thing.
Ooh, it's like a Play-Doh mold. Now, what is it like when you take over a dog?
It makes you like bones more.
Oh, so you switch from brains to bones?
Sure. People start caring a lot more about where you go to the bathroom.
So some people in the chat are bringing up cinematographic specifically. Like, do you like organs that are replaceable, that are able to be taken out, like the appendix or one of the kidneys?
They're not
Can you
as
make
good as
Okay.
the ones that you have to have.
Okay, because I was wondering if we could make like a deal at the end of this where I could give you one of those.
Things that are unexpendable are tastier.
Okay. Brains, hearts.
DJ,
Liver.
you don't take a break, but I'm going to take a break. I'm bored now. I've lost interest in this film because I'm not in it now.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, man.
Okay.
I'll still be here.
I'll see you later. I'm going to go eat frozen food and Blu-rays. Goodbye.
Bye, Mr. Venom. Well, that was weird, guys. I'm still here, holding down the fort. If anyone is still listening at this point, I have no idea who would be listening at this point. I guess just watching to see if I get eaten or not.
DJ, are you there?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I don't know. I've been trying to get back on for like half an hour. I don't know what's going on.
Are you alive?
Yeah, I'm good. Everything shut down and I thought I had no power and the movie was gone and the internet was gone, but everything's back up. I'm still synced up with you, I think. I don't know.
Wow.
What
you
happened
just had technical problems on your side.
I've just been watching this without you. I didn't get to comment on any of the Venom stuff. Like,
I know, man. That's your favorite stuff.
The motorcycle chase, which is, a little mediocre, but whatever. The end of it's cool.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Anyway, well, did you manage to hold down by yourself? Like, all alone?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, great. All I get to really comment on is the riot face. Fantastic.
The riot face, which is very triangular. It looks like a bug, kind of. Not a
Does
fan.
somebody want to explain to me how Riot is, like, so much better at everything than Venom and the other symbiotes? Like, Venom's got that line later where he's like, and I love it, it cracks me up, where he's like, he's got stuff you've never seen. And I'm like, okay, but what? How did he get it? Where did it come from? Like, are you just born more equipped or less equipped than other symbiotes?
Yeah, and how does he shoot weapons off and not lose part of his symbiote? Like when the Asian lady in the beginning shoots those spikes into everybody? Did he have to go back and pick those up? Because he didn't show him do that.
So maybe I'm just forgetting something. I missed something. How long has Riot been attached to the bad guy?
He just did. That was it. He saw him for the first time right there when you got to see his face.
Oh, is that what that's supposed to be? Okay.
As the little girl. The girl just came in.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Oh, see, I knew that. Yeah. It's Riot that's in the little girl and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my eyes glaze over during scenes like that. Possession scenes, just getting one thing to another thing. I don't tend to care. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you were gone. You were having technical difficulties, so it's understandable.
Yeah, well, that's disappointing. hate being gone for like half of Marvel Mania. But...
I know, man. We haven't had that happen like this whole time. This is like number 13.
Yeah, that happened with me and Eric quite a bit, and that was pre-recorded, so that's kind of weird. Whoa! Oh man! It's She-Venom. You know, for the 10 seconds she's gonna be on screen.
Yeah, Venom's back on screen. At least you get to talk about her a little bit. Oh,
that is. I mean, it's a cool look. I like it.
It's cool. It's cool that it like goes on to him. It's kind of weird that they have to kiss, but then it doesn't travel through the lips. It travels through their arms.
I was wrong. This is the best part.
Oh no, Cap. Oh,
Captain Logan is gone once again. I'm on screen, so I am back.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, here we go. I really want to know what Cap thought of this She-Venom scene. He brought it up earlier.
He loves it. Everyone loves it. Move on.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, Riot.
Yeah, I think Riot was a terrible choice for this movie. I'm assuming you agree with me, Venom.
I do. I didn't sign off on it, but no one cared.
Any other symbiote would look better. Riot's just like a gray Venom.
It looks like me, only uglier and bad and wrong.
To the defense of this movie, if you look at comic book Riot, he looks exactly like Venom. They could have picked any of the other more interesting ones. I mean, symbiotes. I don't want to just like classify. I don't want to.
You racist! Apologize!
Sorry!
That was the most romantic scene in movie history.
Yeah, really got snubbed at the Kids' Choice Awards for Best Kiss.
People thought it was weird. It's just because they've not seen enough of the right kind of movies.
Yeah, weird though
that my culture.
Really weird though that the year before, Shape of Water got Best Kiss when that's a fish and a human. People are ready for fish romance, just not symbiote romance, I guess.
And this culture calls itself progressive.
I know. You really get the short end of the stick.
See, now we are we.
Oh. That's a good shot of your face. I like that shot.
I agree.
Lens flare behind you.
Although I don't understand why everyone talks about the great special effects. Because that's not an effect, that's just my face. Anthony Cabrera, Venom, how did it feel calling yourself a loser? I am a loser, and I don't mind admitting it.
You're a very evolved man.
I'm not a man, I'm a symbiote.
Humble symbiote. Look at this do-gooder. Look at this guy trying to save the day.
Yes, he is in pain now.
Here's the trailer shot.
They had Riot there on set. I don't know why they filmed it without Riot and then put it in a movie theater.
Oh, that's a good line.
DJ, you should be careful. You will lose your spleen.
Oh my god. You're just moving down the list, man. How many organs do you need? You stingy bastard.
I have not had spleen in a fortnight.
Oh no. Yeah, that's something I wanted to talk to you about, Venom. You have a very proper voice, saying things like Fortnite and stuff. Are you from a very proper culture on your world?
I am an actor.
Okay, so just you, not everybody.
Yes, just me.
You're a very cultured symbiote.
I am special. I am only a loser because they don't have the theater on my world.
Well, Phil Kelton wants to know, have you seen the musical version of this movie?
No, that sounds amazing.
I gotta say, I'm with you. Someone post the link.
Surely, do we sing Venom throughout that film?
Gotta go get him. I gotta say, you being here has just made this movie fly by, Venom. We're already at the climax.
You're welcome. But I
You
wish
really-
you would slow down a bit.
Yeah,
Because
we
it
could
is
go to-
amazing. And this action scene is the best action scene of all time.
Yeah, we'll see if we can go to 1.5 speed here. Slow-mo.
You have to slow it down to look at the nuance.
Yeah, see, my friend Cap. See, I'm glad you're here because my friend Cap is a real a big naysayer of slow-mo. So it's a good thing you're here to really praise the art that's on screen right now.
Know that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get to him now.
I still have not decided if he'll be allowed to keep his head.
I mean, I'm totally on Team Venom, so you can keep my organs exactly where they are because I love you, man.
Eddie says, I am only allowed to eat people who do bad things. So I'm waiting for Captain Logan to jaywalk.
Oh, that guy's done a litany of bad things. Just sit down with me. I'll talk about him. There's the money shot.
Yes! It's amazing!
Oh, man. Look at those gums.
That's why you come to the theater!
Theater.
I have one thing in common with Captain Logan, and that is his love for the velociraptors, because our faces look similar. Look, we're so amorphous! You can see
Look
what
at
it's
that,
like when we play volleyball on my planet.
See, she's turning up some kind of speaker thing that's hurting you guys, but I wouldn't think she would need to do that because a rocket is about to go off. Now, you sure you don't think this is a little derivative of the climax of Iron Man, Venom?
I'm sorry, did you say something?
I think,
being critical of the best film ever made.
Sorry, I keep forgetting I can't do that, or I lose my organs.
What do you think we ripped them off to? And at the end of the film, we say, we are Venom? That's
Yeah.
the thing we say. This is dramatic. Because there is fear that Eddie Brock may die. And Eddie Brock cannot die because he may be a loser, but he is the only cool human on the planet.
Yeah, Mutali wants to know if you got COVID. Is COVID rampant on the symbiote planet?
It is a problem.
Oh man,
Good job,
everywhere.
nice save.
So this, my friend Cap, before you disconnected him twice, earlier was interested in why you're able to just heal Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock's worried he's gonna die the whole film, and then you can just magically heal him.
It is not magic. Do you not remember the part where I did it earlier in the movie? Was it not a problem when he had a broken leg and I fixed his broken leg, but now it's a problem because he's dead? That's dumb.
No, I'm just talking more about the where he's talking
lose.
about all his.
You get nothing.
Wow, if you're a big fan of that film, I'm gonna have to have you back.
What film? What are you talking about?
Oh, you did the thing that DJ does where he just accidentally quotes something? That's cool.
I'm just saying I wouldn't give you anything. You said a stupid thing. Why would I give you something?
We are off the rails, Mr. Venom. We need to route this. Oh!
Oh no, fire!
Oh!
I am having a bout of PTSD.
I understand if you need to look away.
I do. I can't.
Here,
do
I'll look
this.
away for you because I know you're
Thank
using
you.
my eyes.
Stop using your peepers. I don't know why I said peepers.
Jeepers Creepers seems like a movie that you would like. That traumatized me as a kid. Saw too much of that.
Why are we staring at the ceiling?
Oh, there's still fire on screen. I'm trying to help you out, man.
When we finish
here's a bit-
here, it will be the last that I take you over, DJ. So have a nice life.
Oh no. Well, thank you. If you don't mean that sarcastically, I really appreciate it.
And now it's dramatic because you think I am dead.
That's your big death scene, man.
Oh wait, now I'm not in the movie for a while, so I'm losing interest again.
All right, you gonna take another snack break?
Yes, I'm going to go eat heads. I mean tater tots.
All right, stay away from my dog. My dog's in the bedroom with my wife. And stay away from my wife. I know you like to. I know how you do.
Oh, there he is. Okay, I'm back.
Hey!
I haven't got to look at and talk about any of this.
Yeah, I'm
Sucks.
really bummed,
We're right
man.
at the end of the film.
I was really interested in talking to you about this movie, and now I know nothing. I'm gonna have to go back and watch your other commentary.
At least I've talked about this before, yeah.
Yeah. I would have liked to discuss it with you, though.
Sure. I mean, that sounds like a 10-minute conversation, but sure.
So Philip Kelton, you weren't here for this, but he brought up a musical version of this movie, and he said, "I post the link, super chat from Philip Kelton.
Is that like a YouTube thing, or
musical version of the movie? Also love this movie. I haven't heard of it, but Philip Kelton brought it up earlier.
We'll have to look into that.
You're out of town.
I bet that's a thing where somebody like just dubbed over it and did a musical thing, but now I'm curious.
Hey, we anything's possible with this commentary. I mean, I've lost you for half of it. We can do whatever we want.
I mean, I'm glad that you were able to stick around, and I hope people found you entertaining. I'm sure they did. I mean, you're great at this, so.
I don't know. I haven't been able to look at the chat very much. I've been a little distracted by what's going on this evening. But
what's going on? If it's just you in a room, what's even happening?
Well, you know, it's been a little difficult. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you. I'm a little afraid for my life.
There I am back.
Oh, and see, as soon as I bring it up, see, I'm scared to tell Kat because
Yes, see, it's a big surprise. It's a shocker. No one saw that coming. Who's that
Oh,
guy?
did you get to see him on set?
That guy shows up in that yes, and I didn't know who he was. That was an ad-lib. It's like, who's that guy? I still don't know who that guy is. And he keeps showing up in movies.
Now, is this just for the movie, or do you actually live by this creed now with Eddie?
I let him think I do.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Then I'm still scared for my life.
I mean, I did eat that guy's head at the end. I like to stay unpredictable.
Well, he was a bad guy. He's also a cartoony bad guy. His performance is a little ridiculous, but not your fault.
Cinematographic, where did Venom get his name? It's just my name. That's how we're named on my planet.
It's like John on his planet. I assume there's many Venoms.
Yes. I am Venom the Sixth. All of our names are badass.
They are. I'll vouch for that.
My best friend's name is Tubular.
Tater tots and chocolate. Now, why are those your two favorites? Any reason?
Have you ever had them together?
I have not had chocolate-covered tater tots.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it right now. After
Good.
the film.
Well, let's finish the movie because I got to do this for Kat.
And then I will never see you again. Have a nice life.
Hey, as long as we can share a meal together, I'm happy.
This is a speech that thespians do to get into plays now.
Oh.
Yes, if you don't get Turn in the Wind right, it's much harder to land parts. Any parts.
I mean, you got to stick that end of that soliloquy.
This took
See, I
like
wish
14 takes.
to get it exactly synced. See, I wish you didn't tear back half your face. I wish it was all your face. I don't think Tom Hardy needs any screen time there.
Don't tell Tom Hardy I said this, but I agree.
Oh, called you a parasite again. And see, it sounds like he's on your bad side.
Exactly, Blue Dragon 5. That guy is thinking. He says, because the chocolate coats the tater tots like symbiotes on a hose.
See,
Exactly.
now it makes sense. I mean, what are
Other
humans?
things. I also like Oreos. Venom.
I mean, what are humans if not tater tots? Brandon thinks we're donuts. I think we're tater tots.
It's time to go get 'em. Say go no one hit 'em. They get met with the venom. I got that adrenaline momentum. Venom.
Man, you're a triple threat, Mr. Venom. Acting,
Yes, I go
stunts.
get 'em. They got no one hit 'em. Oh, and they get met with the And he thought I was gonna say Venom, but then I said knock knock.
Yeah. Nice transition into the verse there. Oh, he pronounced it symbiote. You gotta go kill him now.
I have mixed feelings about Eminem now.
Oh, man.
Apologize!
I don't think he can hear you, Mr. Venom.
Oh, he's going to. In his mind!
What happens if you take over someone, a host, and then Professor Xavier talks to that person in their mind? Do you hear it also? Is it like a three-way call?
Is it like a three-way? I
Call.
don't know. I've never been in that position. It sounds interesting.
Oh, you would love it. If you loved kissing Eddie Brock with Michelle Williams' head.
That sounds interesting.
Stephen Murphy wants to know if Amy Pascal is a nice lady. He hears she isn't.
I don't want to talk about that either.
Okay. Yeah, you're still under contract. How many films are you under contract for, Mr. Venom?
9. I mean, I can't tell you.
Wow. Well, this might be a little premature to ask you, but do you mind if I invite you back for the sequel when we do that? Marvel Mania 3.
I would love to, assuming you still have your head.
That's true. I'm being presumptuous to think that I'm going to make it out of this night alive.
That's very presumptuous.
Oh. Now, what's this scene like?
I was not there for this scene.
Oh. Okay. Well then, am I going to
I
have to
take
say
no
goodbye to you?
responsibility for the wig.
Here you are. You're still here. What are you talking about, Venom? You've been in Eddie Brock the
I
whole time.
ignored that part.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have to be on set.
You were taking a break. Like you do frequently.
Gotcha moment. I hate Carnage almost as much as Riot. At least he doesn't look just like me, and Riot stole all of his cool stuff.
Yeah, what's Carnage gonna do now? They better give him a lot of tendrils.
Yes. He's already used all the blades.
Now, they didn't give you a lot of tendrils in this movie. Or, I mean, you didn't have a lot of tendrils. You went with more the 90s look of Venom. Is that your favorite look that you've had?
That's what the filmmakers went for because they thought that's what everyone remembered.
Okay, so they made you tone down your tendrils.
Star Trek.
Okay, see, I'm a big Clayton Crane fan of your look. So I like when you're all tendril.
I wanted to web swing, and they said, there's no Spider-Man, you can't web swing.
Yeah, we can't have white trapezoids in this film because there's no Spider-Man.
I have no opinion about Cletus Cassidy, I just don't like Carnage. Cletus Cassidy likes things I like.
Do you have any opinions on this horrible wig?
Probably eating heads, I don't know.
I imagine these horrible wigs make eating heads not as appetizing. Are you not as attracted to his head because of that horrible wig?
No, that is a repellent. That
All right,
is a tastiness deterrent.
Let's see if I can find I should go get one of my wife's wigs then, and then I'll be safe.
Well, now that I know you're going to do that. That's a wonderful line. It tells us what's happening next. I'm so excited.
Well, yeah, I've always thought
As
that
an
line was great,
audience member,
Mr. Venom. I wouldn't say anything bad about that line. Oh, we got a super chat. Would you like to be a part of this?
it will be the last thing I do, and then I have to
All
go
right.
eat some more.
I think you'll enjoy this.
This
This is from
not involve mayhem.
and Carnage. This is from Philip Kelton.
No, not Carnage, just mayhem.
Sorry, excuse me.
Mayhem is a good friend of mine. Not Carnage though, but I like mayhem.
Sorry. I know there's clicks on the symbiote world, and it's very harsh.
That's the planet of the symbiotes.
I'm a plebe. I'm gonna get everything wrong. Please forgive me. Potatoes are very nutritious, says Philip Kelton. And chocolate contains a chemical that our brains have. So Venom is still basically asking for a pill of head and bodies. No,
That's intentional, exactly.
He's on to you. Yeah, he's on to you. He understands.
You're very insightful about symbiotes.
Oh, he
Inside
corrected.
it is as if you are a symbiote. But
He
you're
corrected
not.
in the chat. He
Because
meant
you
to say
don't need a
pile.
host to breathe.
Marvel's Venom character created by Todd McFarlane and David Michelini?
You're
What do you think
close
about
the
that?
second time.
Okay, I figured you would know because you were there at the creation.
I am leaving now.
What? Well, bye, Mr. Venom. Do I get to keep my organs?
For now.
Okay.
At least your pipe organs.
Oh, don't leave us on that.
Goodbye.
I really hope that guy doesn't come back in any of the other Marvel Manias.
The credits?
You're back.
I get the credits. Okay.
Hey,
alright.
buddy. Yeah, you really let me down on this one. I really needed a co-host.
Why
and,
did I bother watching it again in preparation for the commentary?
I have no idea. I didn't know this. I mean, you didn't know this was going to happen. It's just technical difficulties.
Well, let's talk about this for a couple more minutes, since I hope you got a lot of, you got to talk about some of the, meat, what there was anyway, of this when I wasn't here.
I talked about meat, yes. Lots of meat
Oh,
talk.
good. Okay, cool.
Uh,
I feel like there's something I'm not in on here. Something
Yeah.
went down.
something
Was somebody
went down.
trolling you really hard in the comments?
Yeah, it was all the commenters' fault.
Oh,
I blame them.
okay. So, what should we talk about? So you said you had a better viewing of this last time.
Well, this viewing was very interesting. But yes, my second viewing this morning at 2:30.
Yeah.
It was fine. I mean, I stayed up. It was
I
2:30.
bet
in the
this is a
morning. I
better
didn't fall
late
asleep.
night movie too.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't fall asleep at 2:30.
I was going to
So-
ask you earlier, is it better on a tablet where you're like, oh, these effects aren't so bad if they're not, huge?
Maybe so. Maybe so.
How do you feel about the visual effects here? Because I think it's one of those really hit and miss kind of things. Like that fight at the end with Riot or whatever that's his name, right? Riot.
Yes, I talked about him a bit while you were gone.
Yeah, that's like kind of a mediocre fight, and it feels like there should be more to it, and I don't totally know what I'm looking at, but some of the big, symbiote going in and out and combining and stuff, some of that's cool looking.
Yeah, so I don't think it looks bad. I think it's more of the the direction, on a storyboard stage, a storyboard level. It doesn't get that better. I think the effects look fine, especially because it's not a hugely budgeted movie.
Once again, somebody's asking what the rewind rating will be for this, and like I said, I never know for sure until I actually sit down and do the analysis. By the way, I just did Apocalypse recently. Thought that would be higher. That ended up at a 1.
I really think you should give this a 4 out of 4. I don't. I wouldn't go
that's
any
not
lower
going to
than-
happen.
I wouldn't go any lower than a 4. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but that viewing you had didn't push it up that far, right?
I mean, this viewing did. After this viewing specifically, I don't think
I'm gonna have to go
anyone
back
can
and roll the tape later. Something happened. But yeah, so I don't mind making a guess at what it might be. I bet it's somewhere between I bet it's a 2, right? This is gonna be a middle, right down the road, kind of. I doubt it's less than a 2, but I don't know if I'd even be able to go to a 2.5.
Yeah, I think it's still below average. Well, 2 is average, I guess. I'm used to a 5 score because of Letterboxd. But
Thanos Survivor 21 49 super chat. If this movie doesn't get a 4 out of 4, I'm gonna riot, and there's gonna be carnage. Anyway, have a nice life, and here's $5. I understood most of those references.
all of those references, that's great. Look at that. Comment of the week or comment of the stream? Maybe we should do comment of the stream.
Hey, comment of the stream's a great idea. You know what? I think I like that better than comment of the month. What I've been kicking around doing, because we like to plan things during videos, and I don't know, I wasn't even here for most of this, but I don't know that I have that much more to say about Venom. I'm considering...
Other people do.
What's that?
Other people that may like to be on these streams to have a lot to say about this movie. So
what I'm considering doing is making the price for that having the comment on the background of the next stream with their name next to it, so it sits through the whole show on the background.
Oh, that's cool.
And so each stream we pick comment of the stream, and then the next stream everybody sees it the whole stream. I think that could be cool.
That's pretty cool. Well, Thanos Survivor, maybe you'll be on the next stream. Who knows? I don't know if we're gonna jump from Mania to Captain Logan show with those.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet, but I do like that. That's pretty good. You should tell me when you think something's good enough to be comment of the stream, because then I'm more likely to remember to actually do it. Because that's yet another thing we got to keep track of now.
I'll bring it up if I can. Philip Kelton gives us a super chat. Well, the movie has problems, but it's fun, and it has an interesting idea about parasite relationships.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's not exploring that a lot. But I guess it's kind of yeah. Parasitic relationships. That's a good point. It is doing that, isn't it? Where it's like he's using her in order to try to take down this big evil mogul guy. And again, his heart's in the right place, but he's going about it the wrong way. And what he's doing is too close to what the bad guy is doing. And so he's already acting as a parasite before he gets a parasite. I mean, you wouldn't want to say that to Venom in the movie, because then he's like, apologize. But yeah.
Yeah. Philip Kelton, I just got to warn you not to throw around the term parasitic relationship very much.
Oh, it's really weird. You're seeing super chats before I am. You were like, there's a super chat. I'm like, oh, is there an old one? And then it just now popped up for me.
Well, you're having technical difficulties all night, man.
All night long, yeah. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about all the weird audio things.
Yeah, I was not expecting this, of all things, to be my first time having to run point. But it was all right. I had hope.
Well, you didn't lose the audience, and I think people enjoyed it. So
I think that was morbid curiosity on their part, more than anything else.
That's great. These are long credits. I mean, I know that goes without saying these days, but
yeah, sorry.
I would suggest, by the
left.
way, that they could have played the entire Venom song. Why did they have to cut it down to like the last verse?
I think it's because it starts. They wanted to start on that chorus part, and it starts. There's like a lot before it gets to that part in the song.
That's true. I just feel like you could have edited it in such a way where you could have opened with a chorus. So so instead of having the spoken word bit that he opens with, you cut that out. You have Venom, he's wearing denim, they're not gonna know what hit him, and then knock knock. Like, it'd be really easy to edit. Like, he wouldn't even have to re-record anything. Like, I could do it right now.
Well, it's also that it ended, and then they went to the mid credits, and then it went back. So there's also that.
Okay, and you don't usually come back with a song. Yeah, that's fine. It's so long. The credits are so long, it's weird not to have the whole song, is all.
Yeah.
But now, I think you're right. I guess there's no way around it.
I watched it on Hulu earlier, and they played the Spider-Verse scene right after the Let There Be Carnage line. And it's not in this version. They took that out. That must be I don't know what the deal with that is. They play that Spider-Verse scene where he rides the subway with him.
Yeah, that was in the theatrical version.
Yeah, that was on the Hulu version that I watched.
Oh, that's weird that it was still on the Hulu version. I don't think it's on the disc. I don't remember. No. Was that like right at the very end, or did it also interrupt the credits?
No, it was right after he says "Let there be carnage."
Oh, because I didn't remember that. Okay.
While in another universe, and then it shows that scene.
Oh, that's right. I forgot where that showed up. That's only one of two examples of that I can think of, but it's a lot less weird than when we did it with X-Men. Do you remember that?
Which one?
I believe it's one of the Amazing Spider-Man movies, maybe. I forget. It's either Amazing Spider-Man 2 or something else where, like, in the middle of the credits, suddenly we get, like, a teaser for the next X-Men movie. And really? This is at least related because it's Sony and Spider-Man, but it was a thing where it was, like, a Sony-made movie and with a Fox commercial in it or something. Somebody in the comments will know what I'm talking about. I cannot remember right now, but that was the most jarring freaking thing in the theater. I was like, why am I looking at this right now?
Blue Dragon 5 says Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Ren Davis says it was at the end in the theater. It was Amazing Spider-Man 2. I was right. Oh, that's right, because it was for Days of Future Past. Look at me. I remembered something. That's so exciting. Hey, DJ, what is our next movie? Is it Spider-Verse or is it something else?
Oh, here it is. It's at the very end here.
Oh, it is there. I thought they left it in.
I guess because Hulu skipped they wanted to skip the credits because it was the FX version. It's like a TV version. Mm-hmm. So they moved it up. That's interesting.
Yeah, weird.
I love this movie. Not that
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't love this movie. If anyone's still listening, I also love Venom. But let me check what's coming up next year. Marvel Mania. Next up is Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I figured it would have had to have been, since they're
December.
advertising it here. Yeah. It ended up being really fortuitous, I think, that they put this at the end of this, because I don't think Sony expected as many people to go to Venom as they did, and this probably got a lot of people, like, knowing about this that wouldn't have otherwise. It had a really good advertising campaign, of course, and better than most Sony things, because I don't feel like we got the whole movie in the trailers. I mean, there were a lot of trailers, there was a lot of footage, but it wasn't nearly as bad as, you know, the 6.5-minute trailer for Amazing Spider-Man 2 and stuff like that. And I don't think it gave us the last images of the film in the trailers like those did. But this was smart. I think that probably helped their box office at least a little bit.
Yeah,
but yeah, that'll be fun. And that's also another movie I've done a commentary on already. With Dan. By the way, if you're still here, Dan, thanks for popping in the comments. It was good to see you.
Yeah, Dan, love to know what you thought of this commentary.
He is just selling himself short, it seems like.
Yeah, well, it wasn't my best performance.
But there's also something else. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. I'm a little worried to see what happened there.
Well, we'll see if the tape caught it. I don't know.
Ren Davis, crap, I skipped Dark Phoenix. That should say a lot.
Yeah, we're coming up on the end here. We've got this, Spider-Verse, Captain Marvel, Endgame, Far From Home, Dark Phoenix, and I guess I have to add 15. I haven't even made a poster for this yet. New Mutants.
New Mutants, yeah. That's going to be a lackluster, unfortunate thing to end on. I kind of wish somehow this had lined up to where the last thing we were doing was Endgame, just because that would have been such a perfect, like, closer for this section of Marvel Mania, but like we said before, we have about decided that we're going to do the Disney Plus shows for the next batch, so we'll probably do a batch earlier than we did this one. Might only be a year or two instead of, like, 3.
Yeah, we'll get quite a few of those shows out pretty soon.
Somebody asked the other day if we were going to go ahead and put WandaVision at the end of this, and I don't think I want to do that. I think I'd rather open with it.
Yeah, I think we should separate it.
For the next
This
batch.
is a good chunk. 15 movies is
it's
a good
15,
it's a good chunk.
and it's all been movies this time, and I'd kind of rather... We should be calling these phases, right? I'm kind of dumb. It's Marvel Mania. We should be calling these phases. I think the third phase should open with TV if we're going to start doing TV.
Yeah, we were. That's how I announced this was Marvel Mania Phase 2.
Oh, well, then you're a smarter man than I, DJ. See, this is why DJ's here. He makes the great logos, we get the cool shirts, and he makes me look less like an idiot. Or more like one by mentioning things that I should have said in the first place. Mutali, more like boar mutants. Good one. But yes, it is boring, certainly.
Yeah, you could have went with PU mutants.
PU mutants. Okay, we just need to stop now, I think. Anyway, well, everybody, thanks a lot for watching. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, it's just been a weird evening for me. I'm a little on edge. My jokes.
For me, I've just been sitting around waiting for my movie to come back on.
I've really had to tailor all my jokes to a specific morbid sense of humor this evening, and I'm not really recovering from it.
It's weird. Okay, we're gonna have to talk later because he's acting almost like he's afraid of something. I don't know what's going on. Well, anyway, I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching Venom, and we'll see you again next time with another one. In 2 weeks, Tuesday, we're going to do Into the Spider-Verse, so Spider-Man stuff back-to-back. I mean, sort of Spider-Man stuff back-to-back.
No spider.
Yeah, without any spider or reference to Spider-Man, and that, I don't know, doing that in its own world, without that, it's so strange. But anyway, join us again on Thursday for another Captain Logan show. DJ, do you want to mention the cool thing we're doing for that? We're doing a theme show.
Oh yeah, I'll announce it on Facebook. But yeah, I had never heard of this game, but it's kind of like Would You Rather. It's called This or That. Hip with the kids these days, so much so that Spider-Man 3 just put out a viral marketing thing with Ned and Betty about this or that. And there's even a Hobgoblin tease in the poster. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't.
I sent it.
I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. But yeah, there's a little
I saw
There's
that
a
viral
little-
thing that you sent me, but you mentioned a Hobgoblin. I have not seen that yet.
Oh, he's got a Hobgoblin hat drawn on. It's like Homecoming ads where it's like all sketched and then like right over the image. So we're gonna do a this or that show. So everything should be themed, where you just give us two things like boxers or briefs, and we have to like defend why we like one better than the other. But get more complicated than that. Give us like some good complex questions. We know you guys always do, so I'm excited to do that. And we'll talk about that viral marketing ad too. We'll tie it all together.
So it's sort of like Would You Rather, but it's more just, do you like this thing better than this other thing? Is that all it is?
I think so. I can look more into it. I'm not hip with the young people these days, but
Okay.
apparently that's a game that they play.
So yeah, that sounds really similar to what we did before, but Would You Rather was more like events or actions in things, and this would be more like, you know, Batman or Superman, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Or whatever. Get creative. You can still do
Of course.
scenarios.
I was trying to throw out the least creative thing I could so that people could use their
Batman
imagination.
v Superman. Yeah. That's clearly Superman.
But yeah, that's I mean, I love Superman too, whatever. That's actually a hard question for me, even though I'm a bunker. I hope you guys had a good time, even though I wasn't here for most of this, and I had fun for what I got to be on for. And DJ, thanks for keeping it together and making it work, and we will see you again in a couple days. I'm sorry, what?
I just hope they enjoyed it. I don't know what this will view like after the fact.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We had some weird ones when Eric and I were doing Marvel Mania too, so at least the movie got to keep playing.
At least
we had somewhere, there's places where the movie breaks off and you can't even sync with them, so at least we don't have that.
That's true. That's true.
All right, folks, we'll see you again next time. I was Captain Logan. That was DJ Martinez.